This is episode 78 of the SteadyTrade Podcast with your host, Tim Bohen.
Many issues that you may be facing. I mean, most of you probably have a small account.
Today, Tim talks about the challenges of trading from a small account.
It's been horrible.
And gets updates from two of his three team members. Kara.
I'm Kara. I'm the Jesus Freak girl.
Your words, not mine. And DJ Chris.
I got in with this awesome short, full account, and that thing dropped and dropped.
Now, it's a shorter episode today, but not without its education and excitement.
Yeah, I'll tell you, ADIL has been like the best shorting stock this whole month. Every time it gets near 4, just short the crap out of it and roll in the profits.
Plus, Kara talks about a stock she traded, and you're not going to believe what happened.
I was down $300. And so I was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? And I was like,
let's get right to it.
Welcome back to the SteadyTrade Podcast. In today's episode, we've got another update of the paper trading challenge. So just kind of as a review, we started this will be the second month. The first month, we started out with $30,000 in buying power for the participants. So basically over the PDT, they could trade freely. And several of them on both teams had very good results. So we decided to kind of, manipulate the rules, move the goalposts a little bit, and we went to $1,500 in buying power this month, which creates many issues for day traders, but many issues that you may be facing if you're a new trader. I mean, most of you probably have a small account. So they were constrained by the fact that they could only make 3 round-trip day trades in a rolling 5-day period. So that's a constraint. And then ultimately, buying power is a constraint. I mean, it's not. Trading is never easy, but it's much, in my opinion, it's much more difficult with smaller buying power. I mean, you're really stuck with only trading one position. You can't really add into that position because you're stuck with low buying power in the first place. So that being said, Josh, I think, has been busy with some work the last few weeks, so he couldn't make it. But right now we've got Kara and DJ Chris. Let's start with you, Kara. What's your running total, and then we'll get Chris's, and then we'll kind of break some of this stuff down.
all right, so I'm just going to throw out there, like, I'm Kara. I'm the Jesus Freak girl. And coming at you.
I like that.
Yeah, so the first few weeks, which is until now, it's been horrible. But I'm going to tell you something. Today was actually probably the best day. I went from, so I had some gains, $40 gain in one stock. I had a really nice gain in the first week with one stock. The very first play that I did, it was off. So I talked to Tim about it and said we're going to calculate that. So the first 3 trades I'm not even going to really talk about. But this one trade after that, I made 40. And then this stock that I'm going to talk about today, I was down $300. Over $300. Down over $300. Okay. And so I was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? And I was like, you know what? God, you told me that it doesn't matter what it looks like. You're going to get me through this. So he did. I went just today, I went from negative 300, I think 386 around there to all the way down to like negative 50.
Nice. What ticker was it today?
So the ticker was UXIN.
Okay.
They had they're very shady. Their the director is basically under like a search or something like that. So it took a couple of days for them to really look into it. But yeah. So
you shorted UXIN, I take it, because it was down like 20% at one point today.
Yeah. Okay. So I was like trying to short it, but it was just like going up. And it would go up. I was like,
actually, it's funny, and we'll jump to Chris just as we get your total here. But it's funny that you're looking to short this stock, because I've been looking to. I've actually been in and out of it a couple times on these squeezes, because that thing, it's a tricky stock.
It really is.
It fades all morning,
and then afternoon it goes straight up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it does that red to green move, one of my favorites. So what is your total at right now? And we'll come back around.
I think it's around like negative 50 or 60.
Okay.
I don't have it up right now, so
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And really, I mean, that is one of the battles with a small account. And as this is reaching out to the listeners there, I mean, if you've got a $1,500 account and you're actively trading and if you're, kind of working through the learning process, being down $50 isn't a bad thing. I mean, one of the reasons everybody talks about the 90% failure rate is so many people blow up. So if you can keep grinding away, and like Kara was with a $1,500 account, and on 20 days into the month, being down $50, it's not like that's bad.
yeah. So overall, I'm actually down $10 because I made 40 on the last one.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So cool.
So also, what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say.
You got time, Chris.
Okay.
How's your month going? We'll come back, Kara. So.
My month's been going good. I'm happy with my results. So far, I am at I've made $1,111 in profit, or $1,115 in profit, and it's been good.
Nuts! It's insane.
Yeah, it started off like really good.
I'm gonna give you a $50 account next month.
The very first day of the challenge for this month, I got in a pretty sweet short on ADIL. And I was up like $200, like right off the bat on the first day, and that was an awesome start. And I've just it's been rolling. It's been going good. The shorts have been working. PDT got me good one day though.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to talk about that. That because that is one of the you made a decision that many people end up making, and so yeah, relay that story.
So this was also on the same stock, UXIN. I believe it was last Thursday or Friday, and the stock was it was hitting a previous resistance point right around 7. I got in with this awesome short, full account, and that thing dropped, and I didn't have any other day trades, so I was fired up. That thing was down to like $5.70 or something like that. And I was up $350, and I couldn't get out. And then the last hour of the day, it wiped it all out. It bounced all the way back up to 7. And I was like, are you kidding me? This is
Which is
ridiculous.
why I love that stock so much. But anyway, finish.
And so then I was stuck, and I had to wait till the next day. And right at the end of the day there, once it popped back up to 7, I added a tiny bit into my short. And then the next morning, I saw you were tweeting about it, and some other guys were tweeting about it, and they're like, "Yeah, let's look for this thing to take off today." I was like, "Crap!" And I managed to get out in the pre-market around 680, so I still got a little gain on it. It wasn't the 350 that I was up the previous day, and I avoided.
But ultimately, it went to like 8s and 9s, didn't it?
Yeah, 9s.
Yeah. Today was the short day, but we'll see, because who knows at the end of the day if it's going to go crazy and spike again.
So what I want to touch on there is, and this is, I'm reaching out to you, SEC or FINRA or whoever, I don't know who decided to implement the PDT, but I mean, I get that the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but, SEC, FINRA, whoever makes this decision, what Chris did there, I've seen happen, I don't know, about hundreds of times, but so many times with newer traders under the PDT where they have a good trade, they're in it, but then they have no day trades left. Because remember, if you use all your day trades, you cannot exit. You can't get out of that stock. So now you're forced to make a decision that you don't want to make. And ultimately, this rule is supposed to help new traders. I agree. I mean, the intent is, as a uneducated investor, you're going to go crazy. You're going to trade 1,000 times a day and you're going to blow up your account. Well, I mean, to me, that is better than forcing requiring someone to make a poor decision or not be able to take a profit. Or the worst thing is, ultimately Chris's profit eroded, but there's other times when that winner becomes into a loser and you're just stuck there screaming at your monitor because you can't do anything. So anyway,
I definitely screamed at my monitor.
Talking about PDT, that was the thing that I forgot. So you said PDT is like a rolling 5-day?
Correct. Yep.
So Thursday you did from Thursday, Friday, 3 trades. That Monday, there's no trade. Like you can't do it.
And actually this is a good education. Good question. So basically the way it works, it's a rolling 5 business days. So the best way, I think the easiest way to explain it is today is, well, let's use Monday just for ease. If you make 3-day trades on Monday, you cannot trade until the following Monday. So it's not based on the calendar week. It's based on a rolling. So like we're recording today, it's Thursday. If you made those 3 trades today, say you were in and out 3 times, you would not be able to trade again until the following Thursday. So
that would have been useful to know. Monday I was freaking out because I was like, something's wrong.
Right.
It's Monday. It's a new week. I thought starts over. No. Okay. Good to know.
Hey, it's part of learning. It's part of that. That's why we're here, and actually, again, a lot of I'm sure 90% of our listeners are new traders and these are the things that they need to know. So, I think it's been, again, I'm very impressed with both of your performance. And I know that, obviously DJ's up 1,100 and you're down 10, but I'm
Good
telling
job,
you.
DJ.
Yes.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
But my thing is, December, the opportunities are there, but it's been a very, you really got to be patient. You really got to be selective this last month. November and December have not been, I think back to like last November, December, if we were doing a paper trading challenge then, when we had the cryptocurrency run and all these blockchain stocks, I would expect to see these big numbers, but I think you guys have done very, very well considering the constraints of the competition. So,
yeah, I'll tell you, ADIL has been like the best shorting stock this whole month. Every time it gets near 4, just short the crap out of it and roll in the profits.
Yep. I'm going to bring it up. I'm familiar with ADI. Oh yeah. So this is the beauty of these types of charts. If you bring up ADIL, you'll see, you can look at it on the daily chart or the weekly chart. And just what I call a death drop. This stock is just straight down for months, spikes and then fades, And the nice thing, like DJ said, is it spikes right into that, that $4 number. A couple days it hit 425, but then faded. So back in the beginning of December, spiked to 4. Well, it went to 5 intraday, but then faded for a week. Then middle of December, spiked to 4, faded for 3 days. And then 2 days ago, spiked to 4, and it's sitting on the lows, getting ready to crack 13 right now. And it's a piece of crap stock. It's worst stock in the world. So.
Yeah, that's been my most profitable stock this month.
And that's a lesson. I tell you, so, something that, when you're under the PDT, you can't trade everything. And when you've got a $1,500 account, you can't trade everything. So that's a lesson. If you find these favorite stocks, and I've got a big list of my favorites that I look for, it's funny how it works where, you just trade the same ticker because you kind of get a read on it. So if you're under the PDT, look for those stocks. Keep your notes, use Profitly, use all these tools to see what stocks you've done well in. And when they, something like ADIL, if you've done well shorting it in the past, next time it spikes up 30%, it's got to be on your radar.
I think if we ever do $1,500 account again, I think it would be cool if we couldn't short until we've reached 2,500, because I think a lot of brokers, it's like 2,500 before you can actually short.
Yeah,
Like more real.
we'll keep tweaking the rules. Yeah, I mean, most brokers do have not most, but a lot of them do have different rules. You know, especially they may not let you have a margin. You have to have a margin account to short. Keep in mind, and we get this question in the comments on YouTube because people will be like, "Well, why PDT? Why PDT?" Remember, a cash account, and this comment has been on there a few times. I'm glad you brought it up. With a cash account, you are not constrained by the PDT, but you cannot short. So we get the question, why is everybody always talking about the PDT and margin accounts when you say don't use margin, when Sykes says don't use margin? The thing is, you have to have a margin account to be able to short. So that is a little bit of trivia there. So we could replicate that, Kara. We could just say, hey, you have a $1,500 cash account. So
let's not do that ever.
I think it'd be cool though.
So let's wrap up with, and we talked about this a little bit before the show. So I'll let Kara, she's on the left and DJ's on the right. So I'll let Kara go first. Ultimately, it's up to the sick minds of the producer, Steven and I, to determine the rules for next month. But Kara, what would you like the rules to be for next month?
Either one of two things. So either if we're at 1,500, like you can't short sell until you reach 2,500, or even like if you can be at 2,000, but you have to have that 500 extra to order to short again. Or like, I think we've discussed it before, like the $20,000 account right under PDT, and then you have to build up to that $2,500 or $25,000 account to be over PDT.
Yeah, and we talked about it before we recorded, but that, and I'll let DJ go next, but I kind of like that idea. I kind of like that, you're forced to build up to 25, and then you're still going to have to deal with, you may fall back under too, because, again, just as an educational to the listeners, just because you get over 25 doesn't mean you're now free. If you drop back to 24,999, you go back under the PDT. So that $25,000 number is the magic number. So I kind of like that idea. What do you think, DJ?
Yeah, I'm in on that one for sure. The start at 20 and get your way to PDT. As long as there's the chance to get out of that thing,
right?
That makes my heart happy.
Well, I tell you what, guys, thanks again. Again, I know that most of this month, about 90% of it, you guys or 99%, you've been on your own. It's been, I'm damn impressed with the work ethic that you guys have put in. I mean, considering the fact that this is just, a paper trading competition, not to quote Kara, but I thank God for my team members. Man, you guys got the best work ethic, the best attitudes, and I'm damn impressed with the results. I mean, up $1,100 on a $15 account and down $10 on a $1,500 account in a not amazing month for day trading. I got the best team ever. So
yeah, we're over here waiting for the private training session where we can come out to Michigan, throw on Hearts on Fire, start running around with trees on our back, and just Rocky Four the crap out of it.
I got a big pile of wood to split. We can just like Rocky Four when he's training for Victor or for Drago. We can make that happen for sure.
That's what we're waiting for.
We'll drink seven eggs, blend it up, drink it, just start running.
I like it. I've got like 8 dozen eggs in the refrigerator right now.
My dad's doing keto. Like I'm helping him do keto. So
awesome.
I'm like making all these like huge meat dishes for him. Well, you have to have like 3 to 6 ounces of meat. So yeah.
3 to 6 ounces of meat. That sounds like an appetizer.
Per meal. Well, I'm going by the rules of keto. So
well, cool. How's he like it so far?
He likes it.
Good.
So yeah.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys. Keep it up. I mean, keep plugging away. Again, I thank you for being the best team ever, the greatest work ethic. You guys show up every single day and put in the effort, man. I mean, I'm damn impressed. So, and I'll start work on the American Ninja Warrior course in my backyard for when we do that training session. Cause I got to make sure I run you through the ringer. So
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot. I'm not sure when this episode will air, but Kara, Chris, and Josh, even though you're not here, Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry
I really
Christmas.
appreciate the work you've put in. Have a happy new year, and let's destroy Steven morally, physically, every way up and down in January.
Team Bowen.
Woo!
Hi, this is Aaron, aka Double A Ron from New York City, and I like to go outside and find a stray dog, preferably an aggressive breed like a pit bull or a Rottweiler. Then I get real close, stare it down eye to eye until it starts to chase me. Then I run. That's right, I run while listening to Steven and Tim on the SteadyTrade Podcast. You can register to win real actual prizes at their website, SteadyTrade.com. And if you really like what you hear, give the podcast a 5-star rating and write a glowing review on iTunes. I did, and this is how we say goodbye in New York City.